to New Hope Media, the media that impacts lives. My name is Darlene Ide and I'll be your host. And today I want to introduce to you Adia Lancaster. She's the director at New Hope Foundation International and an expert educator in the field of human trafficking. We know that New Hope Foundation International is known for human trafficking. For those who may not be aware of what human trafficking is, can you explain to us what is human trafficking?
Simply put, human trafficking is modern day slavery. And it's sad to say that slavery still exists today, but that's what human trafficking looks like. It doesn't look like what we usually think of when we think of slavery. Like, they're not usually people typically bound, and with their mouths taped and stuck in cages. They appear more free in places like Las Vegas or America, but it's still a form of slavery, definitely, because they are held against their will and they are exploited for their labor or for sexual services.
So can you tell us, what does human trafficking look like here in Las Vegas?
So if you're talking mostly about sex trafficking, which is very prevalent in Las Vegas, as you know, because we are Sin City, it looks like prostitution. It can look like the girls who are working freely in the escort services or at the strip club, or even in our brothels. There are girls or women that are trafficked in our brothels and also in the massage parlors as well. It can happen in residential brothels, in many different neighborhoods, on the street, online, in pornography. So that's the different venues that sex trafficking can take place in. And typically what happens, how young girls are recruited into sex trafficking, is through the boyfriend Romeo pimp scenario. So they, meet, and typically maybe an older male. He could just also be a peer, same age, right? But somebody who just spots that vulnerable individual and knows exactly what that individual is lacking, and they will fulfill that need, right? And then once they fulfill that need, they will isolate them away from their support network, so their family and friends, so that they can be completely dependent on that trafficker. And then once he has completely isolated her, gained her trust, sold her the dream of having this amazing life together, right? And if she's had, sex at an early age, or she's been abused at an early age, you're too beautiful, to not get paid, what would he say? He would say something like, men would be crazy not to pay to be with you, right? And if you want us to have this life together, she wants that life together with him. And she's all he has, he's provided for her, he's like showered her with all that love and attention, right? And then so once that happens, then she's trapped and totally enslaved until she either escapes, or someone has reached out to her for services, or she dies. Those are the three options that these victims have.
So Adia, what is your biggest takeaway from the work that you've done?
Passion really is for prevention in this fight against human trafficking. There's so many ways to go about it, definitely through education, but also through programs, right? How do you help young boys from going down that route of being a trafficker and exploiting young girls and young women? How do you prevent a young girl from being vulnerable to becoming victimized as, a sex trafficking victim? How do you, prevent that buyer from trying to buy that young girl, So how, all of these different components of prevention, because I think with prevention, Benjamin Franklin, I think, said, an ounce of prevention is worth more than a pound of cure. So, there's so much money and so much investment at the back end of helping human trafficking, of helping victims of human trafficking, going into rehabilitation, restoration, prosecution, which all need to be done, of course, right? But again, we're just slapping a Band-Aid on this issue. We're not fixing this leak, this gushing river, that's overflowing, that's leaking out into and poisoning our communities. So how can we stop all of that up front? Invest in our young people, invest in our boys and our men, and help them be productive, and valuable citizens of this world, of this community, of society, and fulfill their needs in productive and positive ways, right? Instead of destructive ways. That's another thing. And then I've also learned too that the root cause of human trafficking really is in the breakdown of the family, right? So everything starts in the home. Every survivor's story is unique to their situation. But, after hearing, 10, 20, hundreds of survivor stories, there's always one common thread, and it's something that happened when they were young in the home. So either there was a breakdown because they were growing up in a single parent household, or there was domestic violence in the home, they were neglected, there was maltreatment in the home. So then they became, part of the system. So the foster care system, the juvenile justice system, right? They're runaways, they become homeless. Just abuse in the home, whether it's like physical, emotional abuse, sexual abuse that's happening in homes. That's an old African proverb, and it's so true.
So tell us how we can get involved to help fight against human trafficking.
It's such a simple question, but it's also very complicated too, because I really just say, use your passion, use your skills, use your natural gifts and talents to help fight this issue. It's no mistake that whatever you're drawn to when it comes to this issue, that maybe you need to help in that area. And, some people are not called to work directly with victims of trafficking. I myself am not called to work as a service provider, as a social worker, as a therapist to help those victims of trafficking. Some people are. Some people have those skills and those licenses to do that, or the talents to do that. For me, I love education. I love informing people. I love giving people an opportunity to make their own decision, but have the right information and to have all the information at their fingertips so that they can choose wisely how next to proceed, or if they do feel called to this issue and fight against this issue. But there is, so if you do go on our website, and I know this is kind of coming up, but if you do go on our website, there is a human trafficking course that they can take. It's free. It's a basic 101 course, but in that course there is a quiz that you can take that will help kind of direct you as far as what area would be best for you to serve in. Because we need so many people, we need everything, we need everybody from all walks of life to help fight this issue, because it impacts everyone. So, whether it's legal, whether it's social workers, therapists, whether it's in the churches or educators, teachers, there's so many ways to serve, and help fight against this issue. It could be directly or indirectly,
Right.
It's really up to you and how you want to use your gifts and talents.
So tell everybody how they can get in contact with you, or what's the website.
Sure. So you can go to our website, which is nhfinternational, all one word, .org, and sign up for the Human Trafficking 101 course. And if you'd like to contact me, you can reach me at Adia, that's A, D as in David, IA, at nhfinternational.org.
Well, thank you so much, Adia.
You're welcome.
Y'all heard her. You can go to the website, take the 101, take the course, see how you can help out, see where you fit. All right, guys, you heard it. Thank you so much, Adia, for sharing all of that information with us and your fight against human trafficking and everything that you're doing. You guys heard her. Go to the website, take the quiz, make sure you figure out where you fit in so that you can, do your part to help fight human trafficking if that's what you want to do. Or you can go to our fundraiser, and the link will be below. Thank you so much.